If you're not making as much money in real estate in 2025 as you were a few years ago, I have 7 ways that you can make millions of dollars right now today in today's market. I've done it for the past 5 years. I'm doing it today. So I'm going to show you how I've made $2.5 million with a brand new system. I call it my rental system. So who am I? Andy Coleman. If you're new here, I basically did all of this as a brand new agent with no network, no sphere of influence. I had moved to a new state back in 2020 during the pandemic, and I had to create and pivot back then because nobody was going to trust me with the biggest asset of their life, right? Buying and selling a home for a brand new agent, that's almost impossible. So I pivoted into rentals instead. And because of that, I became a multimillionaire, and I've taught over 600 agents how to do this. So it doesn't just work for me, it works for agents around all of North America, literally all over North America. Now, my first year of real estate, I only closed about 50 deals, made about 80,000 in commission. By my third year of real estate, I had closed over 250 deals. I had made $510,000 in commission, and I had became the #2 ranked agent in the world, as you can see up on screen right now. Doing so, I became a 5-time icon agent, right? I was basically a brand new agent, and then I became one of the top agents, like that, just by doing a new strategy that's never been done before in real estate. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. Get this, my best month ever, I made $132,000 in commission. I'll tell you about it in a little bit. It was wild that month. On average, though, I would make about 50, 60, 70,000 a month, though. Okay. So now I do have a team, which is pretty cool. So who is this for, right? You could do this as a solo agent, or you could do this with a team. Doesn't matter. If you want to close an extra 5 to 10 deals every single month, yeah, this is going to work. Seriously, this will work for you. Now, it doesn't matter if you're already getting leads. If you want to get more leads, and I'm serious, I get about 100 free warm leads a day. Let me repeat that. I get 100 free warm leads every single day. And if you don't know the difference between a warm lead and a cold lead, you want warm leads. You don't want cold leads. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Doesn't matter if you're a brand new agent that wants to be successful, or if you're an experienced agent, but your old system that worked back in 2021 doesn't work anymore. Doesn't matter, because this system works for everybody, right? All across America, like I just said before. Now, I want to tell you this, okay? If you're already making $50,000 a month, click off the video. You don't need this. You're already doing well. But if you're not and you want to, I got something incredible for you today. Seriously, I really do. I'm going to show you how you could at least make $10,000 every single month. Every month, minimum, right? This is consistent. How to get free leads daily. We're talking thousands of leads per month, and how to at least turn one renter into a buyer every single month, not to mention close renters into buyers. Trust me, you guys are going to love this. So we really have to analyze the market, because why would we want to work with rentals? Let me tell you why. Because most people skip the most important stage in a client's life, okay? Seriously, they do. Mainly think of your business this way, all right? I think of it like there's 3 pillars to your business, okay? Every agent, doesn't matter if you do my system or another system, you have to generate leads. And think of it as like a pyramid, right? A triangle, doesn't matter. At the base, it's always thicker, right? It's thicker at the base. That's your leads. If you don't have leads coming in every single day, you are dead in the water. How are you going to get to close a deal if you don't have leads? It's impossible. Then from leads, you got to convert them into clients. Seriously, think about it. If you get 1,000 leads but can't convert a single one into a client, who cares? You might as well not have even gotten the lead in the first place. And then if you can't basically take the client to the finish line and close the deal, then again, who cares? It's all meaningless. So that's why there's 3 pillars: leads to clients to close deals. And I'm going to teach you each and every one of these, start to finish, step by step, in this free training that I'm doing today for you guys. Think about it this way, right? Every single person in America or Canada, wherever you are, you always start as a renter, okay? And then you turn to a buyer, and then you turn to a seller. Think of it this way, right? If you're playing a video game, would you want to start that video game an expert, right? Like expert mode? Like, why would you want to do that? No, you're never going to beat the video game, right? Seriously, you're not. What about hard mode? Would you want to do that? Maybe if you're really risky and daring. Probably not, though. That's why renters, think of it in your mind as easy mode. That's the low hanging fruit. And guess what? Anybody can do it. Like I said, new agent, experienced agent, doesn't matter. Nobody's going to trust you, especially as a brand new agent, with the biggest purchasing decision of their life, right? They have a $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 asset that they're either selling or they're buying. Why would they trust a brand new agent with no experience? They're not going to. That's why buying and selling is hard and expert mode, but renting, nobody cares. You could have 0 deals under your belt and close 10 rentals a month. Nobody cares. That's why. So listen, 2024, we literally had the lowest pending home sales in the history of real estate. Look at the graph here. Lower than 2008. Okay? Think about what that means for a second. We only had 4 million house sales. But if you look this up, and anybody can Google this, we had 45 million rentals. That puts it at a 10-to-1 ratio of renters to buyers. That means 10% of the market is buying a house or selling, and 90% is renting, right? Or renting out their house, a landlord. Either way. So if you were in a room with 1,000 people, 900 of them would be renters, 100 would be buyers and sellers. Why on earth would you focus on that small, tiny 10% amount? Why? It doesn't make any sense. It's like if you're swimming in the ocean and you're trying to, get out to sea. Would you swim against the waves or would you swim with the waves, right? Like perpendicular. I think you would swim with the waves, right? Because it would be way easier because you're just fighting the current and you're stacking the odds against you. Think about it this way. Because everybody in your career always told you don't work with renters. Seriously, how many times have you heard that? It's a waste of your time. You're not going to make any money, right? It's an untapped market. Seriously, nobody, and I mean nobody, is doing this. I've only taught 600 agents, right? That's not that many. We have 1.5 million realtors in America alone. I don't even know how many in Canada. That's a lot. There is no competition. Seriously, everybody is doing the buyer and seller strategies, right? The open houses, the FISBOs, the door knocking, all that crap that used to work years ago, doesn't work today. This system I'm about to teach you has not been oversaturated yet. There's a smart way to do real estate. You can close deals today. Like I said, you can close 10 deals a month, every month, consistently, minimum. If you're good, my record was 30. And you can grow your pipeline. You're going to make thousands of dollars per rental. I'm going to explain how that works in a second. You're not going to have problems. This is going to work every single month, no matter what market you're in. You're going to turn renters to buyers, landlords to sellers, and you're going to produce volume, mass volume, okay? So how does this work, right? How does this work? I have a complete rental system. Think of it that way, okay? I'm going to get leads. I'm going to close fast deals, right? Very fast deals. Consistently, every single month. I'm going to scale. So maybe my first month I might do 5 deals, then 10 deals, then 15 deals, and 20 deals. You get the point. And I'm going to be profitable because I have no overhead. If you don't have to pay for a lead, that's your largest expense. Oh boy, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep. Keep that in the back of your head. Look at this. These are my actual numbers, not including 2025. Actual numbers here. You could see I've closed over 900 deals and I've made over $2 million up until 2024. I've actually made a lot more in 2025. Haven't updated this yet. Okay, let's begin. How do we generate leads? Okay, there is a few ways to do it. An excellent agent will generate 200 leads a day. A great agent, 100 leads a day. An average agent, about 40 leads per day. And an okay agent, about 10 leads a day. So if you're not doing any of these, what does that make you? Right? I mean, seriously, I don't want to be mean, but what does that make you? Average time per deal. Each rental I do only takes me anywhere from 2 to 4 hours of actual work. If you put a stopwatch on from the time you get that lead to cash your commission check and everything in between, 2 to 4 hours maximum. Like 4 hours would be like you're screwing a lot of stuff up. 2 hours, about normal, right? I've actually done deals in like 45 minutes before. Seriously, like start to finish. You could do 10 rental deals in the same time it takes you to do one house sale because a house sale takes about 40 hours on average, right? Look it up. Think about that. If you could do a rental deal and you make even just $1,000 commission, but you could do 10 of them every single month, you've made the exact same amount of money as a sale. But what happens if you lose that sale? You're done. You're screwed. You're screwed. You can't pay your bills if you lose the only sale you have that month. But if you lose one rental, who cares? You still have 9 closing, right? I'm telling you this right now. An average rental takes like 7 to 20 days. That's it. But a sale, you could be working on that for 6 months and then still not close. It's crazy. It's absolutely wild. Now, this is the cool part, commissions, okay? These are my commissions. It's going to change per person per area, but on average, I'm making about $1,700 per deal. And then I charge a $300 transaction fee to the tenant, which I'll talk about. It's really cool. Seriously, it's like free money. And different agents in different states, you might get a flat fee, right? You might get $300, $500. But think about it. If you charge that $300 transaction fee plus the low fee you get, maybe if you're in like, an area like Orlando that gets $500, whatever, you'll still make $800. But if you do 10 in a month, you still make $8,000. It's a lot of money, seriously. And you get one buyer, another 10, 15,000. That's how you could easily make 20 grand in 1 month just by working with renters. And I have 3 different strategies on how to actually get rental leads. Okay, 7 ways to make money, 3 strategies to get the leads coming in. Okay, and I'm going to talk about them. But if you think about it, right, there's 2 other ways. You don't just have to do an MLS system, right? Your townhomes, your single families. You could do a landlord system where you get the actual rental listing. I'm going to show you exactly how I do each strategy in a second, so this will make a little bit more sense. But for a landlord lead, you're going to get, let's say it's a $3,000 rental, you're going to get $3,000 because you're going to double end the deal. And I'll show you how to do it. Or you can work with apartment complexes doing something called apartment locating. I mean, oh my God. We're talking about 2 to 4 hours of work, not for an apartment complex. No way. That's for landlords and MLS properties. Apartments, we're talking 30, 45 minutes, an hour. Like if you do more than an hour's work for an apartment complex, you're doing too much. And I'll teach you how to spend less than an hour to make $2,500. Seriously, because you might get a full month's rent commission for some of these complexes. It's really cool how this works. So think about the commission structure this way, right? If you close 20 rentals in a month, okay, and you make $1,700 commission per rental, you've just brought in $34,000. This is going to vary per strategy, of course. And then if you turn one renter into a buyer, and I'm telling you right now, if you're doing 20 rentals in a month, you should really, you should be doing 2 buyers or sellers minimum. I'm just being very cautious here by saying you're only going to make another $12,000 that month. Think about that, right? That's what, 30, 40, that's $46,000 in commission every 30 days. That's $552,000 a year in commission that you're going to make. How do you think I became a multimillionaire in a few years? It's by doing exactly what you're seeing on screen right now. And I'm going to teach you each step on exactly how to do it, right? But first, I want to talk about how do we scale? It's volume. It's not doing 1 or 2 deals per month. We don't want to do that. We want to do 5 deals a month, 10 deals a month. I got part-time agents that are making 10 grand a month off of this by doing 5 deals. Part-time agents that have a full-time job. And guess what? They're like this close. Like I've been teaching them for a couple months. They're like this close to quitting their full-time job because now they're making more money doing real estate part-time. Seriously, my record, 30 deals, 30 days. That's my record. One of the agents I taught, his name is Sterling Wooten. Hopefully he's cool with me saying that right here. You can look him up. He's on my YouTube channel. He did 23 deals in his first month. First month. I haven't talked to him in a couple months. Might have done better since then. 23 deals in his first month. In his first 2 months, this dude made $64,000 in 2 months. You know what he did his 3rd month? Took off real estate. He went on vacation, went and traveled Europe for a month. He made 64 grand in 2 months. He didn't have to work anymore. Awesome. Absolutely awesome, right? Now, like I was saying before, renters turn into buyers. So remember before I said I made 132 grand in 1 month? This was it. That picture you're seeing on screen right now, that is me and Horacio. He ended up buying a $3.4 million mansion with me. I made 85 grand in 1 deal off of that. 1 deal, because renters turn into buyers. Seriously, it's astonishing how agents don't grasp this simple concept. Because we're doing volume and we're getting hundreds of leads, we can turn some of them into buyers, like today and tomorrow. I got 2 systems for it. I'll show you. Now, here's the 7 ways, the actual strategies on how to make money, okay? Because anybody right now, Anybody can do this. Seriously, anybody can do this. So we have my MLS strategy, my apartment locating strategy, my landlord listing strategy. We have active renters into buyers, closed renters into buyers, buyers into sellers, and then we can create a team of agents. That's the 7 ways I've made millions of dollars in a few years. Now, let's start with my MLS strategy. I'm going to teach it to you in depth right now. And look, you can go through all of these. I'll teach you all of them. And then at the end, you can start implementing whichever one you want. Whichever one you want. Whatever one sounds the best to you. Listen to all of them. Whichever one sounds the best, you can go out there and start implementing it today. And I promise you, if you start any one of these today, you'll have your first rental under contract. Typically, average commission I see is about $1,500 per deal within 4 or 5 days. 4 or 5 days. Would you like to have an extra $1,500 commission? My average agent that I teach, they close 4 or 5 deals in their first month. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. Here's the MLS strategy, okay? You're going to focus on advertising other agents' rental listings on various platforms. I'm going to teach you one of the platforms today, okay? So, I'll put it this way. You can get 10 leads a day. You can get 100 leads a day, which means 1,000 leads a month, right? Or 10,000 leads in a year. Seriously. Or you can get more than that. Remember before I said you can get 200 leads a day? That's my record day. I got 200 leads in one day and I didn't spend a penny using Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace. This is not Facebook ads. It's not Facebook original. You're paying $0. It's 100% free, okay? Or you can spend a couple dollars after you make some money, right? You ever heard, got to spend money to make money? Well, I'll teach you how to do this for free. You can make a quick 50 grand in a month or two and then reinvest some of those profits into paid syndication platforms. Or I have this crazy Google strategy. There's so many different ways to do this. Honestly, there really is. And the lead quality gets better and better and better. And the commissions get higher and higher. It's awesome how this scales, seriously. Okay, so that is how you do an MLS strategy. And I'm going to go a little bit more in depth in a second. But what about apartment complexes? Maybe you want to make even easier money, right? Because this is even easier. Even easier. This is called apartment locating. The focus here is getting tenant leads for apartment complexes by advertising apartment units. They're different, right? They're owned by conglomerates. Maybe it's a thousand door, giant 30 floor building, right? Instead of like a condo where each owner owns them individually, it's one owner. And they will pay agents certain commission structures, certain commission amounts, right? As we talked about before. Could be a flat fee, could be a full month's rent, could be half a month's rent. It's awesome. And all you have to do is the showing. I'll talk about it in a second. It's really cool. Now, you're going to get these leads 2 different ways. And both of them are free. One is through Facebook Marketplace. Same thing as the MLS strategy, just slightly altered. And the second is through Instagram by creating reels. And I hope you're taking notes right now, okay? I hope you're taking notes or coming back to rewatch this. You could actually make a reel from an apartment complex and you could post it on Instagram and you can get 10, 20, 30 leads a day per reel. Per reel, right? So if you have 10 leads up, imagine. Or you can post the actual pictures on Facebook Marketplace. Then you could do some really cool stuff. Whatever's performing really well, you can start boosting them on both platforms. Seriously, guys. Really, really awesome way to make very fast money, apartment complexes. Now, the third one, landlord listings. I think this one's my favorite, seriously, because for this strategy to work, you're going to get a landlord lead and you're going to represent the listing. So think of the first 2 strategies, MLS and apartment, as basically borrowing those units, right? You're borrowing them from other agents. You don't have to put the legwork in. This strategy, you do have to put the legwork in, but you're greatly rewarded because you're going to get a massive payday and you're going to get more leads. Remember, you're getting a full month's rent commission for this strategy because you're going to basically get a rental listing agreement signed. You're going to post it in your MLS. And then when you do, it's going to syndicate to all of these free sites. And you're going to get these incredibly high quality leads for other single family houses or townhomes. And I'm telling you right now, not only can you have 10 rental listings up that are yours, you can also close another 10 MLS tenants. That's 20 closed deals. How do you think you make $50,000 a month, right? It's by doing that. And then you'll get a buyer or a seller on top of it because you can convince one of these landlords to sell their house with you. every month, every month, every month. And I got a cool strategy on how to get 30% of your closed rentals into sales, which I'll talk about in a second. But think about it, right? For these, you're going to do FURBOs. I'm sure you've heard of FSBOs. What about for rent by owner? Nobody calls them. A for sale by owner, they might get 100 phone calls a day. Seriously, I challenge you. I want to do a challenge right now. Go and call a for sale by owner, right? Maybe something that's been on the market for like 3 days. Call them at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And don't even try to like get the listing. Just ask them. Be like, hey, I'm doing the survey. How many agents called you today? I guarantee you, they say 50 agents, at least. That means it's saturated. That strategy is there. It's too much competition. You don't have a competitive advantage. For this strategy, for FURBOs or expired or canceled rentals, I bet you, do another experiment. Call one of these, okay? And ask them, how many agents called you today? You know what they're going to say? 0. They're going to say, nobody called me. Nobody called me. Nobody does it, right? But you can get a full month's rent commission. If it's a $5,000 single family home, oh my God, you can represent that landlord and you can make $5,000 for one deal for a couple hours of your time. Do the math on that, right? Say you work 2 hours and you make $5,000 and then you get 200 leads and one of those turns into a buyer. Oh my God, you're making so much per hour. It's crazy. I'm telling you guys, this is so highly overlooked. Now, you could use some paid services like RedX or Show Mojo. I don't have any sponsorships with them whatsoever, right? You could use them if you want, or you could do this 100% for free off of your MLS, off of Zillow, a lot of free ways to do this. It's absolutely incredible. Now, this is the cool part. How do we make an extra 10 or 20,000 a month? By turning active renters into buyers. I mean, now, today, not tomorrow, not next year, today. I promise you, if you do any one of these strategies, it can be my landlord strategy, my apartment strategy, my MLS strategy, any one of them, you're going to turn active renters into buyers today, right now. Oh my God, I'm so excited, seriously. So the way this works is for every 10 rentals that you close, could be a landlord, could be a tenant, doesn't matter. You're going to get one sale, buyer, seller, does not matter, which is an extra $12,000 a month, right? Our average, I think, is $410,000. That's our average house in America. And our average commission, about $12,000 for that. You do 20 rentals, really, seriously, you should do about 2 sales, which is an extra $24,000 every single month. Now, what about this? You want to see where the big money is, the real money, right? Where you can make $1 million a year within your next couple of years. You turn your closed renters into buyers. 30%, right? Because think about it. 50% of tenants eventually buy a home, or landlords eventually sell a home. So if you don't even have to capture all of them. 30%, that's all you have to capture. 30% of them, if you turn them from a renter into a sale, a buyer, a seller, oh my God, you will literally make bank. For every 100 rentals that you do, you're going to make $320,000 in commission, just by average, but all the averages. If you do 300 rentals in the next 2 years, let's say, right? That's not that hard. That's like 10 rentals a month. You do 10 rentals a month for the next 2 years, you just closed 300 rentals. And you can actually make $1 million. That's 90 buyers that you can get. 90 buyers in 2 years. And guess what? 0 overhead, because all of this came from free warm leads. So all of these buyers, all of these sellers, they're free. And you didn't have to spend a crazy amount of time doing cold calling or door knocking or sending out mailers. These are all warm leads. I really want to stress this. This is how I became a multimillionaire very quickly. And the bulk of my money hasn't even come yet because we're still in a terrible market. The majority of my renters and landlords, they're waiting for the market to cool down. I haven't even captured my 30% yet. I haven't, because think about it. It's the worst market in the history of real estate. In 2 years from now, I'm going to have 300 sales per year. I swear to you. Watch, I'll make a video in 2 years from now and I'll be able to show you 300 buyers or sellers every year from what I'm telling you right now. It's incredible. I've already made a lot of money off of this, but you can make 30% when the market flips, when it flips. Now, what about this? This is cool. This will set you up for the rest of your career, because you can turn from a renter's agent to a buyer's agent within 2 years to a seller's agent, because your buyers will turn into sellers. Think about it, right? All of your buyers that have bought a house with you, in 5 to 7 years, I think is the average time frame, they're going to eventually sell their home and they're going to use you. I have this whole awesome 369 system, weekly email system, social media system. It basically keeps you top of mind, and all of these people are going to use you to sell their home. So you're going to create a business that's going to last forever. You're never going to have to worry about closing another deal ever again. And you're going to graduate from making, maybe 200,000 a year to making 600,000 a year to making $1.5 million a year to having a team of agents help you with all your deals. That's how all of this works, right? Because once you master all 6 of those, you can have a team of agents. And these team of agents will work for you. They'll work for you. You partner with them, okay? You give them a commission split. And think about it. Brand new agents, they will love this. Me personally, I got dozens of agents, dozens that want to work with me because in their minds, it's easier if I give them the leads. And I teach them from my experience. It's easier from them, right? So I will give them maybe 10 leads a day, right? Because I know how to generate at least 100 leads every day. I'll give them 10 each. Maybe I'll have 10 agents, right, at a time. And each one gets 10 leads. And they're able to close 10, 15, 20 deals a month. They keep some of the commission. I get some of the commission. That is a team, okay? And that's leverage. Eventually, within a couple years, it's not going to take you that long. My first agent I taught, his name is Louis Dorta, okay? And you could watch him on my YouTube channel. He's awesome, by the way. His first year of real estate, he made $252,000. And then, but that's not even the point. The point is, he created a team. After his first year, created a team. He now has 7 agents after 1 year. Brand new realtor. Brand spanking new realtor. He has a team of agents in 1 year. 1 year. Like, he's an icon agent now. I mean, because I taught him this system. Now, yes, I did teach him this. I personally taught him this. He signed up for my rental program, but anybody can do it. Seriously, anybody can do this. Anybody at all. Just from this rental system guide I'm about to teach you right now, you can do it too. So, like I've said before, there's a step-by-step process here, okay? 1 is getting leads. That's where we're at right now in the process. We got to get leads. So let's start there. So to generate leads, okay, you basically have to start with any one of these strategies. You can pick any one. Like I said, my MLS strategy, we're not going to go through them again. Google business strategy, right? Any single one of them to start generating leads, okay? And we kind of went over a couple of the ways to do it. Then you got to convert your leads into clients. By doing so, what I mean by that is you want to set them up on your MLS, okay? The whole goal of doing any of these strategies is not about the initial property necessarily. It's about making sure you get them a property that they want, right? You can work with anybody. Low credit, low income, doesn't matter. Seriously, I've mastered all of it. Honestly, if I get somebody with a 500 credit score, it's even easier than somebody with an 800 credit score because they're desperate. They need a place and nobody wants to work with them. I learned how to work with them. I don't even have to show them any properties. I do 0 showings for them. I have this really cool advanced showing strategy, which I'll talk about in a second, where I don't have to show them a single property. I spend less than 1 hour's work with a low credit tenant. It's absolutely incredible, right? And then basically the next part, after you're converting your leads into clients, you're doing showings, okay? And there's a few ways to do this. Like I just explained, there is a way to show 0 properties. That's very advanced. As you're seeing on screen here, it's a very advanced way to do it. But there's 3 ways, right? Mainly. Beginner, intermediate, and then the advanced way is where you put in a pre-offer. The beginner and intermediate way, I mean, think about it from this lens, okay? You can basically show them all the properties that they want. That's what a beginner does. But intermediate, you're only showing them properties that would work for them. And then advanced, you're only showing them properties after they've completed your application. Rent spree application, TransUnion, whatever, doesn't matter. Anything that's widely accepted, okay? Now, you're going to want to start putting in offers. So especially if you're doing my advanced method where you're putting in pre-offers. So that means you're not even going to show the property first. Seriously, you're going to do the application, which is like $30, and they're going to fill it all out, everything, proof of income, all that stuff. And then you're going to put in a pre-offer to a listing agent if it's not your listing. And then you're going to show them the property afterwards if they want it, right? And that's the best way to do it. That's how you can easily close 30 deals a month. Seriously. easily. Like once you learn this, you could actually close 30 deals in a month. Yes, you have to work hard, right? Like I'm not saying it's like, all rainbows and stuff like that. Yeah, you got to work hard, but like it's easily obtainable. Seriously, it is. Anybody can do it. Now, there's a beginner way where you just show the properties first. But you got to be careful. You don't want to waste your time. That's why I created an entire system on how to do this. So you don't waste your time. So you don't have to learn by trial and error. Because the next thing we do is put in our full packages or collect our full packages, right? It's the rent spree or whatever you want to use. It's the 3 bank statements, the proof of income, the driver's license, the tax returns, the contract to lease, okay? All very important stuff. And then you're going to send that out to the listing agent if it's not your property. If you're representing the tenant, you're sending it to yourself. Now you're sending it to a landlord, obviously. And then you're just negotiating, right? You're just negotiating on their behalf. You're sticking up for them, right? You're trying to find the right price so they get accepted. You don't want to do too much or too little. Now, lease agreements, very simple. If you're the listing agent, you do it. If you're the tenant's agent, they do it. And if it's an apartment complex, nobody does it. The apartment complex does. That's why I said it's the easiest money ever, because the apartment's handling that. It's super simple. Now, the next step is if applicable, right? Like if you have an HOA, yeah, you got to do an application. Just make sure that they qualify before you actually get a lease signed, and don't do it like for them. Just assist them. Make sure they get it done. Make sure their questions are answered, okay? And then after that, you want to collect 1 month's rent held in escrow. This is mandatory. Now listen to me. This is extremely important. Do not skip this step. If you do, you're in deep water because they have no skin in the game. They might go find another property. So make sure you collect 1 month's rent in escrow, okay? Typically that's used for your commission. Next step is going to be the final walkthrough. This is important too. Don't overlook this step. Seriously. Most agents are, final walkthrough, whatever. No. This is your last impression that you're going to make before they potentially buy a home, right? Seriously. Obviously, you're going to do a whole, a top of mind system after this, but this is the last time they're meeting you in person. So don't skip it. Make sure you go and make sure the house is in the same condition. You don't want to get a phone call afterwards. Oh my God, the refrigerator's not working. This is not working, right? So make sure you're there to take control, sign a walkthrough sheet, make sure they give last and security for the keys, and then you get your commission check, okay? Because that's the final step. You're getting paid, all right? This is from a live deal I actually did. You can watch it on my YouTube channel. It was with Ted. He allowed me to film it, and you could see this was like under 2 hours of work, start to finish, driving and all, under 2 hours. I speed it up in the video, but I show you. I think that deal I made $2,400 for 2 hours of work. I made $1,200 an hour, okay? An hour. It's absolutely mind-blowing how every agent isn't doing this right now. If you want to try this yourself, you can, and you will be successful. Seriously, you're going to make money this month. You will. If you do any of these strategies I just taught you, you're going to make money this month. But obviously, I didn't go in depth on any of these strategies. Now, if you want me to make a particular video on any of these, my MLS system, my apartment complex system, my landlord system, even my Google business system, right? If you want me to make a video on it, drop a comment below and I'll make an actual video on whatever strategy you want, and I'll do it step by step. I'll show you the whole thing step by step. This training I just did today showed you what's possible. All 7 ways I've made millions of dollars, but I can go in depth on all of them. Or if you don't want to wait and try it by yourself, because it took me years to master this. You saw in the beginning, right? I only closed 50 deals my first year. It took me 3 years to start closing 250 deals a year. You want to skip all that? Seriously, you want to skip all that? And you want to start closing 20 deals a month right now, today? I got a program. I created it. It's called Rich with Rentals. It's my entire rental system, start to finish. I want to show you really quick what I'm going to teach you. I'm going to show you how to get thousands of leads a month, how to turn leads into clients at a 5, 6, 7% conversion ratio. Seriously, I got this all mapped out. This is science, right? I'm going to show you how to do 0 to 3 showings per person. I'm going to show you how to close 5 to 30 deals a month, every month, consistently. I'm going to show you how to get your commission up higher. So if you think you're only making $200 a deal, I'll show you how to make $1,500 a deal. Seriously, I have a strategy for every single area in North America. Every single one. I do. And I'm going to show you how to spend way less time per deal. So if you're spending more than 2 hours per deal, I can show you how to get it down to under 2 hours per deal, every deal you do. I'm going to show you my systems and processes, right? How to stay organized and efficient. I got this awesome clipboard system. I can respond to 200 leads in 20 minutes. I can follow up with 100 people in 5 minutes. No AI, no CRMs. You're going to love it. I'm telling you right now, you've never seen anything like this before. I'm going to show you how to turn renters to buyers, buyers to sellers, landlords to listings. Oh my God. And I'm going to show you how to scale your business into a massive team. If you want to join, I've had 600 agents go through this system in the last year and a half. I have an entire training platform. I do live Zoom calls where I will help you personally implement this, me personally, every single week on Wednesday for the rest of your career. This is lifetime. As of now, this is lifetime. So if you get in today, this is forever. You can come and talk to me every week for the rest of your career, as long as you want. And I created this massive community. We have 600 agents in a WhatsApp community. Some days we get 200 messages back and forth a day. It's extremely active of elite agents, okay? So the training platform, I will show you everything step by step, in depth, right? This is at your own pace. You don't got to worry about missing a Wednesday call. You can see an example of it right there. And each one of those has a drop-down menu. Each training time-stamped, labeled, right? Oh my God, I have PDFs, I have spreadsheets, I have prompts, I have clipboards, everything that you could possibly need. I have a step-by-step instructional manual on how to make millions of dollars with rentals and turning renters into buyers. And all you have to do is start. That's it. That's all you have to do. Because once you start and you go through the training platform, my average agent will close a deal in 4 or 5 days and 4 to 5 deals in their first month, because you can come to my live coaching calls. Like I was just talking about before, every single Wednesday at noon, I do a live call. Every single Wednesday, I personally do it. Every one of these, they're recorded. They're put up into the membership area. You can watch them back. You can watch the old ones. I have a whole library of all the old ones. They're all labeled. It's awesome, guys. I will answer any question. I will help you implement these strategies into your business. I'll do live role playing, whatever you want me to do. I'll teach you new strategies. And our community, like I said, 24/7 support. If you have a question, I don't care. It could be Monday, it could be Sunday, it could be Thursday morning. Doesn't matter. Any single time of day, me, my team, any one of the agents, we will answer any one of your questions. It's a huge support group, and everybody is really cool. Like, everybody just wants to help each other out. We get referrals constantly, buyer referrals, seller referrals, from different states, right? Because we're in all of North America. I want to just talk about really quick some agent success stories, right? Some reviews. Like, I had a news over here in Toronto, and he was struggling. He ended up closing 12 deals in his first month at $1,500 commission per deal. Do the math on that. It's a lot of money, right? Evelyn over here, she was a single mother, and within 4 months, she provided for her 5 children. She went from her husband leaving her, stopped paying child support and alimony, to making $80,000 in just a few months. You could watch this video on my YouTube channel. You could watch it on my YouTube channel, right? Louis, this was the agent I was talking about before. He made $252,000. He was an Uber driver when he met me. And now he has a whole team of agents. Incredible. 150 closed deals. Brianna, she was in a failed marriage. Her husband was forcing her to stay. He was paying all the bills. I interviewed her. She was able to leave her husband. She made $21,000 in her first month. It gave her the courage and the financial stability to leave her husband. Seriously, this is powerful stuff. Once you learn how to make money for yourself in today's market going into 2026, wow, it's power. Sam over here, he was a part-time agent, struggling, not making nothing. And he hated his job. He wanted out. He was making $100,000 a year. That's why he didn't quit his job. I got him to quit his job within a month or two. He was able to leave his full-time job. Nowadays, he's making way more money. I think he's making like 30, 40 grand a month right now, because now he's doing real estate full-time. Anybody can do it. Seriously, anybody can do it. If you want to sign up, go to my website. You can go to richardrantals.com, click on any of the green buttons. It says see price and start now.